live. Okay.
Welcome.
Yes,
uh,
welcome.
well,
It's been quite a long, long time.
welcome. Okay, my
We have a
God.
lot of explaining to do now, don't we?
I have a lot of explaining to do. I
Why
shouldn't
don't
have.
why don't you go first?
Uh, okay, yeah, sure. So, um, actually, first of all, before I start with that, first thing I should say before I go on with the actual story of why I wasn't here is I am very sorry. I wish I actually posted another video about this, but I never did. Um, yeah. So now let me explain why was gone. Uh, the biggest reason why was because of I was really, really busy with so many different things afterwards. So after that last video was made of Pixel Now, me and Flame were thinking of, okay, we can do another Pixel Now in like about 2 weeks or so. That never did happen. And then from there, mostly I was like kind of procrastinating. So I was like, maybe I should tell him to do it, or maybe I should, try to do it, or like something like that sort. But that never did happen. I kind of got procrastinated about it, and then I started doing different things, I guess I would say. And then from there, that's when I started making a company called Vertical Media, which is like a live stream media production. So one day when I was like, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, so pretty much you just like decided that completely forgot about this channel, and I didn't forget about it, but
Oh yeah, right.
life moved on for me so fast. After I made a couple of videos, I actually have 2 videos lined up that were never edited because I just have been that busy with life. I have 2 jobs now. I have school I'm going through, and then yeah, I really haven't had time to do videos or anything like this. Kind of nice actually to come back to it.
Yeah, like I guess what I was about to say before, like you were saying that I kind of was mostly into a point of like, okay, I'm gonna take a break because like I've been working like nonstop on it, on the company at least I would say. And from there I was like, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna go watch some YouTube. And on my recommended feed I see Pixel Tech, and I got the super crazy nostalgia type of feeling, and I felt like so bad on how like I kind of left the whole company or left the whole venture. So then that was when it was like 9 o'clock at night or something like that, and I contacted friend. I was like, hey, you want to start back up Pixel Tech? It was like he was like
That was so funny.
and he was like, you're asking this at the wrong time, like. But we're back.
Yeah.
We're back to stay. We're not leaving. I promise. Now I've
No,
kind of.
we won't. We'll be back. We'll be making videos again, and we'll also be doing Pixel Nows as often as we can.
Yeah, because like as of right now, my company wise, I've kind of been still working on that, but since it's through video and not like something else, it's much easier for me to just switch back through. So it's pretty nice. So
All right, now that we've done explaining that, why don't we get started on some articles?
all right, let's do it. Okay,
So probably the biggest one out of the bat is that everybody's been talking about is how the NSA found a vulnerability that is basically prone to every single Windows version from Windows XP all the way up to Windows 10.
oh god,
It's ridiculous. Like,
it amazes me how the NSA figured this out. No one else did until like they were like, oh, by the way, you have a hack there that we can do on Windows 10. So
it wasn't really
Yeah.
a hack. It was just an exploit that would let them you could shove malicious code into the operating system that is unnoticeable by anything.
True. And like since
So-
how they actually were able to is because of Microsoft Remote Desktop. Please tell me, who the freak uses that? I don't use that. I use either Synergy or I use
I use TeamViewer.
TeamViewer, Synergy or TeamViewer. I don't understand why people like I can promise you, maybe you have some like IT pros that are like, oh, Microsoft Remote Desktop is so much better. There's no point. What's the point of it? Almost everyone now uses TeamViewer or Synergy or something like that. Why use this? I still don't understand.
I mean, there's still practical applications for it. It's just not like it kind of died off and it's only really used in servers anymore. There's
I
not
just
really any.
I just don't see it. Like it's yeah, that's actually another thing. Since it's used in Windows servers, like if someone
That's
like
really all it's used for these days, from what I
yeah,
can
true.
know.
And at least what I've heard is like NSA and like government officials have been using Windows. So I guess it is for the better because since the NSA told Windows about this, now they can have a much better privacy fix, you know, because like since they
Well,
actually do
yeah.
use Windows.
hmm
So it's
Well,
good
they
that they
told
have
the
that.
developer team of Windows, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, we just did this, so fix it."
Oh, I'm actually reading the title now. It says security fall the same day Windows 7 support ended.
And going into that topic, oh my gosh, Windows 7 is gone. I don't
Ba-da-ba-da.
believe it. Dude, it took so long for Microsoft to realize, and they're finally, I think they're going in the right direction because, dude, Windows XP was supported for 15 plus years.
Yeah.
And
You
they
know,
just now killed Windows 7 because and Windows 10, I'm pretty sure, is actually on the trail pretty soon for that as well in like 5 years.
do you really think so? Like, because what they, at least what their statement was, they're not going to really make a new Windows. They're just going to keep on updating Windows 10. Unless if they might like have some type of difference saying, oh, we're going to make Windows 12. But like, you never know. You never know. I guess to me, when I was using Windows 7, I liked it for a good amount of time, but then like I guess what Linus says, I like Windows Vista. It's much better for me. It's much more easier to use.
I mean, Windows Vista is basically just basic 7. There's not really much else to say there.
Correct. Yeah. True. True.
It's literally just the first iteration of what would become Windows 7.
Well,
And
yeah.
what's he I mean, there's still a ton of PCs that I know. There's some people, actually, there's a couple of people I know that still say that Windows 7 is better, and even though that support is ending, I'm just going to keep a virus protector and I'll be fine. No, you're not.
Oh.
Also, this article spots on a pretty big issue for some of the people and the reason why they want to stay in Windows 7. Using the Windows 10 Update Assistant may break your programs when you upgrade. Yes.
So that means, wait. So does that mean that Windows 7 programs itself, like it won't work in Windows 10 at all?
Anything that you had installed that was with Windows 7 would not work in Windows 10. It would all just be gone, or it would say unsupported.
Interesting.
And that was from people who were using the Upgrade Assistant and solely just the Upgrade Assistant.
Now, doesn't Windows 10 have backwards compatibility though? Like where they
it does, but for some reason, it just wasn't even doing that. It was just flat out saying these programs do not work or they don't exist.
Man.
I know Microsoft's got a lot of fixing to do.
See, I think that Windows or Microsoft should have like waited until Windows they should have made sure everything was correct beforehand. Cause like they're a $1 billion they're even $1 trillion company, as I would say now. They can like fix these like few bug fixes beforehand before they can, you know, do something such big as this, because almost a lot of people have. I remember
you don't realize how many businesses, how many ATMs, how many other things run Windows 7.
Yeah, like there are so. I was not joking with you. Like, you know what Micro Center is, right?
Wait, there's a funny image here. Hold on, let me.
Go ahead.
I just want to send it to you real quick. It's like,
Oh, River just said something here. It's for server versions of Windows 10. For what? Oh, are you talking about the? Okay. Yeah, I understand.
I'm pretty sure there's an image here that was really funny. It was like in a store, and it showed the end of support for Windows 7, and it was on one of their display screens. It was like in a mall. It was pretty funny, actually.
Shoot. Yeah, send me the picture if you can.
I can't find it right now. I looked, but to give you an idea, it was basically just one of those giant jumbotron screens that they have, like a set of array of screens just sitting around inside of the mall. and they
Interesting.
all went to the upgrade to Windows 10 screen. Windows 7 is unsupported now. And then it was stuck there, and nobody could control it because, I mean, that's probably what happened to a lot of them. Hell, there was even, I'm pretty sure on Reddit, on r/software or something, I forgot what it was, or something, I saw there was actually a picture of a person who was in a local store, and the ATM said Windows 7 unsupported.
I'm done. No, because like in Micro Center, right? Like I was gonna go get some new cables for my actual other PSU, and so they have a service desk, right? And there's just people like line after line, just like there's like 3 different lines, and all of them are there to just upgrade to Windows 10. And
Because
like
they don't know how to.
yeah, and they don't know how to, and that amazes me. And they're charging $100 each,
Whoa.
and that
That's
and I
a
can
lot for Windows 10 install. Jeez.
dude, and I can promise
Holy
you
shit.
that like the people, like it was about at least 14, 15 people just standing there. So they literally just made a great profit out of it. It was
Okay, a lot of that's just risky business, but like in my personal opinion, like they should have like here's the weird thing though. Server and Windows 7 business both still have support, extended support until 2021. But just the consumer versions of Pro, Home, and Home Basic all are gone.
well, that kind of
So-
makes sense because like businesses usually have to take a bit more time of trying to move every single like any single program that they have on their server, any single type of software that they have on their server. They
If
have
you
to
didn't
now try to
actually know,
change it.
there's actually some websites that run web servers off Windows 7.
Oh
and-
no.
An entire mainframe actually got taken down just
Shoot.
because of Windows 7 end of support. Like, I'm pretty sure, what was it? It was like this. I'm trying to think. Some software backup service that was really nice.
Interesting. Huh.
And also, there was a couple of news stations who had some bloopers that said upgrade to Windows 10. That was really funny.
No.
Yeah, there was like some display screens, and then it showed end of 7 supported. And
I'm done. It's like they're trying to do the weather, and it's like today's weather is oh shoot, Bobby. It's still showing that.
that's actually really funny. One time it was like, oh, and here we have temperatures or whatever like that. I saw the video online, and it's like, oh, and over here we have please upgrade to Windows 10. Your Windows 7 PC is unsupported.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
isn't that nice?
It does suck. I kind of do. I'm kind of sad.
Although Windows 7 users did get a little bit of a last hurrah because Microsoft was nice, and for the last 2 months that Windows 7 was supported, they gave them DirectX 12 support.
Yeah.
So that was kind of nice of them,
Not-
I'll admit.
Then again, like people are like I should actually get this out of the way. People are still able to use Windows 10. You just won't have any type of support updates. Like for example, I'm still able to use Windows XP. I can download it right now, but I won't have any support type of updates or anything of that sort. So
You just need to be very cautious.
yeah,
If you're one of those people who's striving to stay with 7, you just have to browse the web very cautiously.
true, very true.
That's all I would really recommend if you're just staying with Windows 7. Just if you're solely going for it just for the hardware and the gaming performance, I honestly think I need to make a video about some tweaks that you can make that honestly make Windows 10 feel just like Windows 7.
True,
Not
true.
even gonna lie.
Dude, I promise you, the next one's gonna be Windows 8 and Windows 8.1. Like it's
Actually, that's set to be killed off pretty soon. I think they said 2022 is when that's getting killed off.
That's getting killed off. Okay, because well, at least Luke left. Luke left from Windows 8.1 all the way to Windows 10, so I guess he's
I
fine.
mean, he stayed with it for the longest time.
Well, like
I-
I understand like why he actually did. Like it was a pretty good like when Windows 8 was bad. That was bad.
It
But
was
Windows
bad. But
Windows
there was
8.1
one
though.
thing it did right. It kind of mirrored 7, but it just gave the new Windows 10 UI.
Yeah,
In
true.
a sense, and it was mainly meant for mobile operating systems like the Surface tablets and other stuff like that.
Yeah, that's actually true. If that Windows like Windows 8.1 was made for like tablets and stuff, that would make more sense
It
because
was,
the
but
the whole look of it, like pressing the Windows icon and how it like goes to a whole new screen and all that, it looks much nicer on something like that than an actual computer. Like, I love how Windows 10 brought back up the actual start menu, right? Like what it had on Windows
yeah,
Vista and
like
10,
the small
Windows 7.
start menu, small, and you don't even have the like. I have it so small to the point where, like, if I shared my screen, which it would screw up the whole capture thing you have, but I have a tiny start menu. They have that as a new option in the new 1909 update,
Oh dang,
where you can set it to be a tiny start menu, which is what I did.
interesting. Okay, yeah, but then I kind of still don't. I kind of still hate on how there's still ads on the
I do
start
even
menu.
paid versions of Windows still come with that bloatware, which amazes me because you're a multi-million to billion-dollar company. You sell your operating system for over $140, and you can download it. And once you get that $140 key and you put it on there, you would expect when you start up your Windows install to have no ads, no nothing. But what
Yeah,
do you get? You get the same stuff in the start menu.
see, like if it, okay, okay, this is my opinion, but I think what Windows should do is have a free version and have a paid version. The free
They
version,
already do
well,
have
like
a free version.
Well, like
But
no, like the free version meaning by like yeah, I know the activate Windows stuff and like all that you can even see on my computer, but like
yep.
what I mean by is like the free version having just like ads and stuff like that and bloatware, whatever. But then the paid version being absolute like a
Needs to
clean
be
Windows.
de-bloated and completely clear. What
Because
I find even odd is that even some business installs actually have because okay, so I real talk here. I work with my dad at his job. He has his tech stuff. I had set up two new Windows 10 PCs with him, and we put in Windows 10 business keys like at the setup screen. It still had ads on it
dang,
in the start menu and crap installed in it just out of the box, and that's a business install. That is like an $150 key, and it still had bloatware. Like obviously, we can agree bloatware has a lot of it's like ties in the tech world. That's kind of a thing to be expected. But
yeah, it's kind of sad. I don't understand why Windows does it. Then again, you know, getting $100
it's
per
just
key.
called a little bit of extra money on the side because there are actually people they lose money sometimes because people just find tweaks and ways to get around the activation thing,
True,
which
true.
is kind of bad for them. Like honestly,
Yeah.
though, I just feel like Windows 10 is okay. I haven't really seen any issues with it, except 7 users probably, if they're like older or if they've used it for a while, they probably won't get used to Windows 10 because I know for a fact that it's going to be weird because if you look at the start menu design and then the search design, it looks completely different from just the Windows 7 design.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Um,
for me, because I'm a more modern type of person, so that's kind of why I went switched from Windows 7 to Windows 10. Even though like you can get like skins and stuff like that on Windows 7, but still,
oh,
like
absolutely.
having that nicer look, having it's much easier to search stuff. It's just much easier for me now.
Also,
Switching
the
from Windows 7 to
tweaking
Windows
and
10.
performance tweaks. Windows 7 has very limited support for newer hardware. You would actually not believe it. Like, it's pretty crazy. There's even some new GPU manufacturers who don't even make drivers for 7 anymore. And then
Interesting.
Ryzen, oh, don't even get me started on Ryzen. They have basically nothing,
Mm,
nothing at all for 7. They have maybe the stock generic driver that you can install, but 7 won't like it.
interesting. Speaking about Ryzen,
Ah,
your
yes.
PC.
That is right, everybody. So, what I am actually using right now, you may think, oh, wait a minute, this looks exactly like the same PC. That's because it is. This is just the case repurposed, and now I am hauling major Ryzen butt. It is so powerful. An honest experience going from 4 cores and 4 threads to 8 cores and 16 threads is amazing. Like, I honestly I don't have words to really describe it other than it's fast.
Yeah, he was showing me the performance test on it, and like, actually, am I able to show you the Cinebank scores?
Yeah, sure, go right ahead.
All right,
You can show my tweaking.
let me show you that. Also, people that are watching, this is R20, not R15, so please don't yell at me. But right, so what was it beforehand?
Stock clocks are 3.2 gigahertz, and this thing was only getting around 3,000. I think it was like 3,340 something inside Cinebench before I overclocked it. And then I used the stock cooler for like a while, like the first 3 days I had the build because I did not know. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, do not buy Chinese coolers. That is the worst idea I ever made in my life, but also the best idea because this literally mimics the exact design as Noctua's, and it works flawlessly. Once you get it on, of course. But it took me 4.5 hours, guys, just to mount a CPU cooler.
4.5 hours? What the heck?
It was that complicated, bro. Like, the bracket didn't fit, and then that, whatever, matching, all that other stuff. It was just kind of crazy to me that it was that way. Anywho, so God. Moving on to the next article.
Let's do it. Do we have a next article?
I'm pretty sure we have more than 2, don't we? I thought we had more than 2.
Yeah, I thought I sent more. There it is. Robocalls. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, those things, which my my grandparents get quite often. I think like every day they get like 4 or 5 robocalls a day, at least.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm mad that FCC or no one has done something about it, because like we all know the story on how it's been rising and rising and rising, and like how 2010 is going to be the new high, and most of half of all of US calls are going to be like robocalls. But like at this point, saying these facts are not going to do anything. You actually need to have like take a step forward and actually try to say something about it, because we can say this all we want to, and then nothing can come out of it. So either FCC, whoever the guy is, that Sanjay Pichai, I actually don't know who that guy is.
Neither do I.
Whoever he is, I know you're not going to watch this, but if you ever do somehow on a limb, please, I beg of you, fix it. Like it is.
Here's a robocall I just got a few days ago, not too long ago. I actually have an example, believe it or not. It's on my phone right here.
All right, let's do it.
After that, he will be taken under custody by the federal officers. There are 4 serious allegations pressed on your name at this. We would request you to get back to us so that we can discuss about this case before taking any legal action against you.
This case.
The number to reach us is 972.
Yeah, pretty much. You just.
Oh my God.
It's a robocall trying to get my social security information and trying to get my other information like that. I haven't gotten robocalls in a long time though, probably because I put my phone on a FCC list.
Okay.
So, by the way, guys, if you have anybody at all who has been getting robocalls, for the love of God, please put them on the robocall no list on the FCC. They will blacklist your number so that no robocalls can get through to it that are outside of the US.
Even if like actually, I do want to talk about one thing that is actually kind of evident with carriers. So, Sprint, you freaking suck. Okay, why? Is because Sprint has its own software where you can not have robocalls happening with your phone on your carrier, but they charge $2.99 a month for you not to get.
How some of them do that, actually.
But like no, because like AT&T doesn't do that, Verizon doesn't do that, and what I have is T-Mobile, and T-Mobile doesn't do that at all. What it does on my phone is whenever it calls, it says scam likely. So why Sprint? Like I've seen your ads almost every single day whenever I watch YouTube videos. Why? What's the point?
I have the answer to that. It's called business needs money, and money equals sales, and yeah, pretty much they just want extra money from you. it's kind of how it is. You
True.
just can't stop it. Oh wow. Okay, looking at these numbers though,
My God, dude.
6 billion robocalls just in the U.S. alone. That is ridiculous.
Like how?
They're
How?
fake calls. They're
Oh.
either that or they're pre-recorded. I don't know how that even happens. Like,
Then again, you have software that's able to do such thing or that much
well,
at that.
yeah,
different
you
time.
can just go and you could type in a text-to-speech engine on a website I know, and it calls them. Like, I've actually done that as a prank for a friend one time. We did it together, and it was pretty funny. But at the time, it wasn't funny because we realized there's actually quite a lot you can do with this. That's kind of scary.
Yeah, and like seeing the stories of how people got scammed out of it, like some people might say, "Oh, you're dumb. You shouldn't pick that up." You can't say that to like a 70-year-old, or you can't say that to a person that is illiterate with tech. Like that's something that you can't say.
Like someone who just buys a phone and they just assume any phone call they get is a legit phone call.
That's not.
they're
Yeah, that's
just-
not. Even if you have like the most freaking prepaid phone, dude, it doesn't matter. You're still going to have robocalls.
Which I must mention, those are the phones that get the most amount of robocalls.
That's actually true. But like at it, you can't blame people like that. I guess that's why I can't. That's what I'm trying to say. You can't blame people on saying, "Oh, it's because you didn't know like how to. You couldn't pick. Why did you pick it up? You're not supposed to pick up." You can't blame someone that's 70 years old saying, "Oh, you should have picked up," because that person is that old. That person, he or she, would not know what is what between. Is this the actual NSA or is this
And I feel like this is a topic that's been talked about over 1,000,000 times.
literally?
That, like, seriously, like, there's people picking up their phones, they get calls. I think the biggest target I would assume, though, is landlines. Like,
Yeah.
they get targeted the most because they're older. They assume older people have landlines. Cell phones these days don't really get that many robocalls, but like I just showed you as in my example call, I actually did get one. That did happen. So it's
Let
not
me-
rare or impossible.
My call history today. Let me see if I got any today. I did. Nice. I got about 3 of them today. Okay.
3 of them. Now here's my question. I think the way robocalls actually start and happen is when you register. Like, I registered my 2-factor authentication on Facebook. 2 to 3 days later, I got 2 scam calls or 2 calls that weren't nice. So what was that about? Facebook saying they weren't selling data?
Hmm. Huh.
I found that really odd.
Interesting.
Google, though. Google is the most potent. When I put
Yeah.
my 2-factor on my phone number, I immediately got 4 to 5 calls in just the first week.
Interesting. Well, I guess that I believe.
Here's another golden rule. All right,
Go ahead.
to avoid robocalls, just don't give your number out online. That's the simplest
Also true.
answer I can give. Like,
for my business wise, I have a second line, so I make sure it's not coming through my actual main line, which helps me so freaking much. Because if that was my main line, oh no, I cannot fathom on how many freaking scam calls I can get every day. And like, it doesn't even stop with like phone calls, mail, or like freaking email. Like,
oh, I
so
bet
much.
you I can open up my spam email right now and at least
That's
50, 70 emails, and I'm not gonna show it on there, obviously, because there might be
Obviously.
stuff in there that's not.
good.
1,000 emails.
Oh,
Oh my
God.
goodness! Credit score, Audible, what? All the personal loans, credit card expired, free money, $1,000. Wow, that's a lot of scams, dude. Holy mackerel! All right, I give major props to the spam filter for getting rid of most of that.
True.
But oh wow,
true.
Ultra Wi-Fi Pro.
Interesting. What? Ultra Wi-Fi.
Still waiting for your inbox to load? Get Ultra Wi-Fi Pro for the low price of $19.99 a month.
Oh god.
That's just. Oh, and how about this? Sped up computer in minutes. Yeah, that just sounds totally right.
Uh. Oh, actually do want to talk about a company. Are we still going to be talking about this, or should we go on?
What do you mean? Like talking about what?
About robocalls.
We could. I mean, there's not really much more to mention, but sure. I guess you can go on your own little
Well, like
thing
I guess,
about it.
I guess I can say it like this. In conclusion, robocalls are crap, and FCC, please do something to fix it. Other than that,
At least
I
make
hate
it
you.
so that the phones can't get calls from outside of the US, please.
yeah,
That would be unless I mean the only accept and make it a fee. So like if a caller from outside of the US had to call, it would ask for a one-time payment.
true, yeah.
That would really deter
but then,
scammers from calling.
that would kind of be because like there's people that still call from overseas here. It's like to family.
I want them to just at least create an algorithm. I want them to create an algorithm that
Yeah.
says from these locations, the most amount of locations where the scam calls come from, make it a one-time payment.
Okay. Oh yeah, like or have an algorithm where it's like, okay, this person called a lot of times to different like U.S. phone numbers, something
And
like
they
that.
like a ton of times in a row as well.
Yeah, correct. Okay.
So
Yeah.
I would think making an algorithm for that would be hard and challenging, but if they could get away with it, then that would be amazing.
No, if they say like they can do it, but it might take them what like a year or two.
I
I
wouldn't
will-
mind.
Yeah, I
as
won't mind at
long-
all. Like at least if they're doing something. If they're doing something, I am totally fine. If you're not doing anything, what's the point? Literally, what is the point of you being the FCC? Anyway,
The FCC really only cares right now about two things. They care about internet security and airwave security. They don't really care much about
yeah.
and piracy. I forgot about that too.
Yeah. Well, leaving from that topic, I did have a topic
Oh
about
yeah.
electric vehicles.
Ooh, electric vehicles. Oh, I'm so excited about this one.
So there is actually this kind of goes also with CES as well.
All right.
So there are two companies that I do want to talk about. Number one is Faraday Future, and number two is Rivian. And I guess also let's add Tesla. Let's do those three companies. So we saw two new cars that was in CES 2020. One of them was the Rivian RT, if I'm not mistaken. R1T. Okay, I do not know how to say stuff. So there was that one, and that was a pickup truck that is electric. Then the second one is Faraday Future, which is the FF91, which I freaking love this car. It looks really, really nice. But
Wow, that looks pretty.
the only thing though is Faraday Future, when they first started, their company was really under fire because of the CEO that started it wasted all the money on his own and never really spent it on actual Faraday Future. So, but until once he left and once he like apologized and all that, the person that took over really actually understood what Faraday Future was supposed to be. And that's when the FF91 came to play. And dude, it looks amazing. Like when I was watching
design.
the design,
Oh wow,
the inside
that
of
is a very beautiful car.
it goes
that's
to literally
amazing.
0 to 60 in 2.39 seconds. MK
Dude.
actually MKBHD made a video about it of how fast it goes, and dude, he's not lying. It is fast as hell.
Defy gravity, your future. Oh wow, dude, there's so many features. Jeez.
It's nice. It is really, really nice.
Now, I think like the way car technology is going, I still think we're not there quite yet. Like, I think we're getting close to having a reliable all-electric car year-round that you could use. But it's not quite there yet, in my opinion. I still think there's a lot of development to go into it. Tesla has it right. They have the right idea, and they have like good, easy, like I wouldn't say affordable, but really nice cars that work.
Mm-hmm.
Although, still, the thought of having an electric car, there's still a lot of factors that you have to take into account. Like, if the battery completely dies, you have to pay more than the actual car to get a brand new battery.
But then, like, okay, yeah, that's true. But then, like, if you think about, do you think that Tesla would have, because they're making the Cybertruck, right? Who knows what else they're making?
Yep.
But do you think Tesla might have problems with Rivian and Verde Future?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure all of them have heads with each other. Like they're just bashing each other
Because
back and forth.
Tesla apparently thinks that that's not going to happen. That's why I was asking. Like, they think that, oh, no, they're not going to come, for sure not going to come against us. Which, to me, Rivian, I can see that as a direct comparator to a Cybertruck, because Rivian actually makes more sense than the Cybertruck. Tesla fans, I'm sorry, but it's a truck, right? It's like, I understand what Elon's like vision for the Cybertruck was, and like it looks cool and all, like it's nice, but like it needs to be an actual truck, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, like I understand. It looks good. It looks nice, and like it's modern type of feel. But like comparing to the Rivian like R1T truck and Cybertruck, I'm sorry, but I have to go for the R1T because the look of it, the
just
easiness of
looks
use.
a little bit more city-like, or if I were to drive it in the city, or if I were to take it out, it actually kind of looks like a truck, like kind of.
Correct. Yeah,
Mm.
because like I understand on how like with the Cybertruck it was more of a fashion statement as like, oh,
And
we're
future,
not gonna.
like it
Yeah.
looks like a futuristic car.
Correct. Yeah,
That was
and
the
like,
whole idea.
and not even that. It's like where like, oh, like this is like the next time the future. You know, it's like so much to it. I understand about it, but like, if I was gonna go pick a truck right now and I had 80 grand to spend, even though the Cybertruck, even if it might look so nice in the inside and the outside looks like that, it looks stunning, and like even cheaper than what the R1T is. For me, if I was going for a truck, I would still go for the R1T. I would still have to because of the.
I would
easiness of
only do
using
that
it.
just for the look of it, because it looks like a truck. I wouldn't look out of place if I were like the Cybertruck. I get it. It's kind of more a future aesthetic thing, like we're going to the future kind of thing.
Correct. It like I guess what I can say for me is that the Cybertruck.
Although I will
is-
say it is still very affordable
oh,
compared
very.
to any other vehicle I've seen that is newer.
For sure.
Like-
No. The Cybertruck is so freaking cheap. The single motor rear wheel drive is 39,000. That's 40 grand. That's like almost to the point of a Ford F-150. So
I'd say like mid-range, yeah, like a
that yeah.
It's not bad.
But like counting this as I guess like a truck wise, I can see Tesla's vision, but to me, I think I just want to like buy this for like looks wise and how like it's kind of easiness, but like to me, if I would just go for an R1T. Other than that, I would say for FF91, I can see as the direct competitor to the Model X, because the FF91, if that actually comes as a real car, this has a much nicer look than a Tesla, or a Tesla Model X, that is. Because of at least the backside, it just looks so much nicer for some reason. I don't know why. It just does.
I think I've seen enough of electric vehicles.
Yeah.
What about we talk about one more exciting item from CES that I saw?
What
that
else do we got?
really intrigued me.
Go ahead.
The Ryzen 4000 series,
Oh,
aka
no.
the death of Intel.
Go ahead and talk about it, dude.
The Ryzen 4000 series is an absolute game changer, because they are making the new Ryzen. The 4000 series is meant mainly for laptops. That's what it's going to be made for. But the idea is that the baseline 4000 is going to have the same performance as a desktop 3600 in a laptop. That is insane. Like, to me, that's crazy. There were even some leaked benchmarks from CES.
Oh yeah, true, true.
That some people were showing. Apparently, the new Ryzen 4000 desktop, like the desktop chip, is insanely crazy. Like, it just creams Intel, and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'd say that if I had the money to go get either like a Ryzen 9 or like a Threadripper, I would for sure
Keep in
do
mind, of course, you need to do BIOS updates first, especially if you have older motherboards.
Oh, I
to
hated the
do-
B350. Whenever I was like switching from for someone else's CPU when they had like the 2600, and I accidentally bought a B350, forgetting that I had to do a BIOS update. I was like, oh, I could either do this right now, or I could just go back, 10 minutes back to freaking Microsoft and buy a B450. But
Yeah.
other than that,
I
not
mean,
bad.
my BIOS actually came only one revision under when I got it for my Ryzen build,
Mhm.
and I was pretty happy about that. That tells me that manufacturers of whatever the motherboards. Sorry, I had just like a little pause there, but they are keeping up to date on their processor BIOSes, which is pretty nice.
True, true.
And I'm not gonna lie, honestly, the desktop, the 4000 series, I'm pretty sure the highest end 4000 series is gonna have 16 cores and 24 threads.
Dang. Whoa.
And they upped the cache. There is 4 levels of cache on the CPU.
The
4 levels.
Oh.
I don't know how they did it. It's incredible. Which opens my other statement. They claim the Ryzen 4000 series has up to 10 to 15% more performance than current 3000 series chips. That is ridiculous. It's like, hey, we're better than ourselves now. My first reaction was like, oh, geez. Hey, what's up with you looking at the phones?
I had a small rant on OnePlus.
All right, you can go right ahead with that if you want. I'm done talking about my coverage of the Ryzen 4000 series.
I actually do. No joke though. Adding to what you were saying, I think the 4000 series is a big step for AMD, and I think Intel.
It's called they're back in the game, and if Intel doesn't get their butt moving, they're just going to be known as the premium chip that was once at the top.
I don't think they're gonna come back up anytime soon. They don't.
Honest to God, though, the only thing that's really worth right now for probably Intel is their Xeon and their 4th gen. The 4th gen was a complete mistake for them. They should have never made it because do you know how many people I know who still use 4th gen processors because of their overclocking performance and their single core performance? It is ridiculous.
Oh man, Intel, you're so screwed.
I wouldn't say they're screwed. I'd say they just have until the end of the year to think of something really.
True. I'm pretty sure they will. Pretty sure they'll figure out something.
If they can at least get down to 10 nanometer, they might have a chance.
Maybe
Also,
so.
I want them to start making soldered dies. For the love of God, please. Like, seriously, Intel, how long has it been? AMD is now using soldered dies on pretty much all of their brand new CPUs, except for the cheapest one, the 2600, I think. Yeah, 20, and the Athlon. The 3000 series has soldered now, and dude, that's the cheapest chip they sell as well.
Yeah.
I was really surprised when I heard that too. I'm like, wait, they put solder inside of the 3000 Athlon? Okay.
Oof.
That's a step up. I'm really
And like
surprised.
Athlon's one of the more very actually
Honest to
really
God,
low end processors.
I think that is probably the most craziest dual core I've ever seen. Because you can overclock that to have the same speed as 3rd or 4th gen Intel chips. I'm like, wow, okay, that's pretty crazy. Not to mention it has hyper threading as well. On a dual core chip, it has 2 cores and 4 threads.
With
So
hyper
it
threading.
acts like it's a 4-core CPU, but it's actually a dual core. I should make a video about that, how threads and cores and hyper threading works.
Yeah, I gotta figure out an upload schedule. We gotta figure out an upload schedule now, cause since we're starting this
I
back up.
work a lot of days, bro.
Yeah,
A lot of time to figure out.
same.
But
here.
I'm sure once we finalize it, and I do have to say, yes, I will be releasing a new video soon. Here's a little hints, just a little teaser. You can hear my keyboard.
Well, there's your teaser there.
I'm not telling what it is,
You-
but
okay.
I don't want to say the brand. I don't want to say anything about what keyboard it is. It's just a keyboard. You don't need to know anything else.
Okay. I guess the OnePlus can be our last story for the day.
I mean, isn't this the new one that just got released?
Yeah, and I'm kind of mad at OnePlus a little bit.
Why would that be? I mean, it's a great design and it's really nice.
Well, it's not the 17. No. The Concept One.
Oh, the concept. Oh,
The new
now
phone.
I see why it was on.
Yeah. OnePlus. As a OnePlus user, I'm a OnePlus 6T user. I didn't really think of. I thought you were gonna bring out more. Like all you did was made cameras that can fold out and fold back in. Like there's nothing really much different. It's just kind of the OnePlus 7T except cameras that kind of fold, like hidden cameras type of thing. And like it makes me sad. I thought they were actually going to like step up the game and like have like it's literally just disappearing cameras. Like there's nothing really much different. And then their bezel is kind of gone. So like they don't have that teardrop bezel anymore. It's just a little dot type of thing.
I mean, I will admit their OnePlus 8 is super impressive. Like seriously, like the Pro, it's so beautiful. Like
Yeah, true. That is true.
dude, it's a completely bezel-less display with just a single dot camera in the middle. Or it's not in the middle, but
Well, no,
whatever
the
it's
7
called.
the 7 Pro doesn't have
that is awesome. That phone there.
Yeah. The 7 Pro, dude, is like absolutely like jaw-dropping. It's really good. You freaking got 6 gigs of RAM, plus you got a RAM boost. Like it's nice. You got a liquid cooling system.
I love how phone manufacturers say liquid cooling
That's
when
another
it's
thing I
really just
Heat
copper
pipes,
heat
yeah.
pipes
Oh,
that are
God.
filled with the same stuff that they have in desktops. So I don't understand why you call it liquid cooling. It's just conventional convection cooling.
Oh, wait, what? 8 Lite? There's a light phone?
Yes, if you didn't know, they actually did release a light phone. It's a budget phone.
Oh.
It's a lot dimmed down from what the flagship one is.
I actually kind of still amazes me on how they still have the McLaren partnership. I didn't think that they were gonna still have it afterwards.
Especially as a
but,
camera filter.
oh shoot, I don't want that audio to be there. But looks like it. The whole look and stuff of that sort, like, great. I understand what they're trying to do, but yeah, I thought you were gonna do something a lot more different than like I thought they were gonna have, a folded screen, or I thought they were gonna have something much different with like the specs. But the biggest thing that they're trying to release on it is just disappearing cameras, and
yeah,
it's
feel
kind of
like-
it's kind of low on their part, like because like whenever they first released the 6T, like that was like their highest point because everyone started buying it. Everyone, like there was even a point where like Apple started decreasing sales because people were buying OnePlus phones and switching to Android. So,
Real
like,
talk though, let's talk about the one phone that I know, the concept phone that was a failure, the Samsung Galaxy Fold.
oh no, we are no. Why on this channel? Why on this channel?
I'm only going to say one comment because I don't want to do anything about it on the channel,
Okay,
right?
go ahead. Galaxy
It
Fold.
works, but Okay, here's the biggest but. They're reducing the price supposedly next year of it, and they're fixing the screen so that it doesn't crack if you were to do like when you were to bend it the wrong way, or if you were to try to tear off the what looks like a screen protector, it would just break.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm. I have a friend that actually does have the Galaxy Fold, and
It's not a horrible idea. Like, I got what they were doing with it. It's just not there yet. The technology is not there yet.
true. I can understand. I understand what they're trying to do, but like, I don't know. If it was my money wise, I wouldn't buy it. I'm not that type of person. I guess I just couldn't. I think for me, I would just go buy some. If I had a decision between that and like what, a OnePlus phone, I'd still go with OnePlus. But like, I can understand the point of what Samsung's
I
trying
can
to do.
understand the point of having a phone in your pocket that can just turn into a full-size tablet
True.
anytime it wants to.
Now, I just hope like battery life and stuff like that, it all still goes up pretty well. Like if that's okay, then I'm
Oh,
totally
this
fine.
thing has immensely good battery life compared to a lot of phones. Like,
Yeah, dude.
at least they're including a case.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that. I was like, oh wow, they actually have a case now.
Yeah.
Interesting. But
Uh,
okay, if the Galaxy Fold can make these bezels, dang it, go back. No, go back video. If those bezels can go, and if it's just a clean, opened up phone, that's another thing I kind of hate about it, because the Fold doesn't really have.
it has that one little notch thing or whatever.
It's not even a notch. It's like a big fat notch. Like that's so freaking big. Instead, just only the small little screen is there. So like that's another thing I kind of hated about it, because like it's not really full size type of screen. To make it actually full size, you have to open it up, right? So if they can fix that too, like I'm fine of waiting until like the end of 2020 or 2021. I'll be fine for that. But
Anywho, I think I'm done talking about all that stuff.
Literally,
pretty
dude.
much.
I am very
I
tired.
think, yeah, I mean, we got a lot in. I'd say we could maybe talk just about what haven't I touched on yet? What if I talked about my experience a bit with trying to go from some hardware that was from 2013 to brand new hardware.
Go ahead.
So from a guy who used products from 2013 for 3 years, going to this new BIOS was like trying to control a rocket ship. I'm not even gonna like compare it. The one on my old PC sitting down there is like was 100 times more simple than this new one. It just looks so advanced. There's so many settings I have not even touched. The only things I've touched are just the overclock settings. That's all I knew how to do. I don't know any other settings in there. So
Actually,
uh-oh.
oh no, video went
Oh
out.
no.
My battery.
Well, all right. Well, I think that's a sign. I'd say
I'd say we end it.
anyway, thanks for watching, guys. We are coming back.
Before we go.
Okay, before.
We have a sponsorship, everyone.
Well, I'll let Alan cover that one because I was not informed of this.
Well, the sponsorship is, I want you all, everyone that is watching right this second, to
Which is
go
3 people.
make a new tab. Literally. Go make a new tab right now. And please go to ltdstore.com and buy some new shirts, bros. We don't actually have a sponsorship with them. I'm just doing that just because. But no joke, though. Their shirts are pretty nice. I have this one down here, all the way here. If I can find it. There it is. I have this, and it's nice. So go buy a shirt from them.
I love how we're just advertising merchandise that blatantly isn't even ours.
Well, then again, we were called LTT-ish, so.
I guess. They still make some references
Anyway.
to that.
Yeah. So I guess that can be it. I guess, yeah. Thank you guys all for watching Pixel Now or Pixel Tech. Yes, we are back. We're not gonna leave. I promise you. Don't unsubscribe. I saw like 3 unsubscriptions yesterday. But like, guys, I promise you, we're actually gonna make videos. We're not gone. Flame is still here.
Yes, I'm still working on videos, and a new addition is 4K. We are moving to 4K. There is no more 1080p.
That's
I've
also
just
true.
started filming in 4K. I've started editing in 4K. I've just moved to 4K. I don't know about you, Alan, but
Well, no, I've already been out. Like, whenever I started doing this video business, I've already been using 4K, so I'm fine with it because my camera can do 4.6K. So,
that sounds pretty good.
all right, guys. Thank you guys all for watching. Thank you guys for coming on. 3 people, I guess. Thank you all. You guys mean a lot to us, and we are for sure gonna start making videos again. I wouldn't say for money purposes or trying to get compensation purposes. I just like doing this for fun. It's nice. To,
Absolutely. That's the whole point of this channel originally, was to just have some fun.
Correct. Yeah. It's like, I think that's like one of the main things with this. But other than that, thank you guys all for watching. We streamed for exactly an hour. Oh my God. Nice.
That was perfect.
All right. Well, guys, we'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Peace. Anything else you want to say, Flame?
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.